What's happening? I'm out with Ollie, Penny, and the P, and you might notice something a little different today. They're all on leash. Now, why might that be? Did the e-collars all break? Did the training fall apart? No. Nope, none of that. Sometimes I gotta walk my dogs on a leash. Sometimes we're on vacation down in the US and I don't know kind of like how strict they are on leash laws, so I don't take a chance. But I thought today I would give a free tutorial on how to walk multiple dogs on a leash and some tips and tricks and techniques to make it a little easier if you're trying to put more than one dog together and take them out for a walk and you'd like something that resembles this. All right, so I'm gonna give you a little tutorial. I'll show you what I'm doing with my hands and the leashes so you can see how to start doing this yourself. All right, so here's your first tip. Each dog has to know how to walk properly on a loose leash separately. Okay, you're never going to be able to train 3 dogs or 2 dogs that don't know how to walk on a leash and train them together. It's never going to work. So you're going to take each dog. Chickpea I took first, right? Then we got Penny after her. Then we got Ollie, and all 3 dogs learned to walk on a loose leash before I added them all together. And when you've seen the off-leash healing, each dog had to learn to walk off-leash together by first learning how to walk on leash together. Okay, so it always comes back to the leash work. So step number 1, teach each dog individually how to walk on a leash, then start adding them together. Sit. Okay, next thing we got to do is we've got to let the dogs pee and poo sometimes on the walk. Okay, so you see I've got my leash bundle up nice and neat. I'm going to show you how to get there, but for now, before I release them, I take all the loopholes in the leash and I put them around my thumb thusly. Ollie, recess. Good boy. Free dog. Okay, so I release the dogs. I'm not going anywhere because if I follow them around while they pull on the leash, they're only going to learn to pull me on the leash. So for now, they've been released. But since they're on leash, I'm stuck here with my feet cemented to the ground, and they've got the 6-foot length of the leash to kind of do whatever they want. All right, so once your dogs are done going to the washroom and using the grass, well, it's time to get them all lined back up. So the big secret for me has been adding them one by one so that they know exactly where to walk. So a big piece of this is make sure your dogs are always in the same order. And then eventually when you call them to heel, if you're using a heel command, they will all line up perfectly in order because they've been conditioned to do so. In our case, Chickpea was the first dog. She's closest to me, then Penny, then Ollie, and it just happened to work in our advantage that they go by size. So I'm now going to take the leash and I'm going to put the loop into my right hand. Okay, I'm going to take my left hand, see what I'm doing here, and I'm going to call them to heel and slide my hand down to get them all into a nice tidy position. Heel. Okay, so Ollie's going to learn to go to the outside, as you can see. Chickpea comes in, I slide my hand down, sit. I like to have them sit. Okay, so now I want to give them each a little bit of slack, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. So hopefully you can see my hands. So I've got a leash in between each of my fingers so that I can control and correct each dog as needed, kind of like a puppet master with a marionette. Okay, so after that, I'm just going to take the excess leash here because I don't want to drag it around. Just going to loop it around a couple times so I have a nice good grip, and now I have the ability to work each dog as need be. Okay, heel, and off we go. Okay, so nice and neat and tidy and organized in the way that I get all the dogs together. Sit. Okay, so if your dogs kind of sit out of order like this, I'll just move Penny up a little bit. There we go. Okay, because I want to condition them so that they're in this nice straight line whenever we sit, and I've got to use the leash in the beginning for that. There's no other way to do it, so the leash is how you're going to guide them all into position and keep them in position as we go. Heel. Okay, so if any of the dogs are getting out of line, I can just grab that one dog's individual leash and kind of give them a little pop back so that I control each dog individually. Okay, that's how I keep them into a nice tidy line so that they could get conditioned to do this before we ever try off-leash work. All right, so maybe your dogs aren't ready for the one-handed technique. Maybe that's way too much for you. And in the beginning, it's probably going to be. So you're going to want to do this. Okay, so you can take your leash, bundle it up in your right hand, and then slide your hand down like this. This will give you a bit better control because you can also use this hand to control the leashes a little bit by pulling here. Okay, so two-handed might be your best bet in the beginning in order to control the dogs. And once they get a little bit better and you get better with your leash work, you can switch to a one-handed system. But for now, hey, in the beginning, why not use two hands? Be a lot easier for you. All right, facilitating turns is going to be your next goal, and you're going to have to use your leash. Chickpea, Ollie. Okay, so I call my dogs names so that they know something's about to happen, most likely a turn. You notice I didn't call Penny's name? Well, Penny's deaf. She's just going to follow what the rest of the pack does anyway, so she's doing really good. Okay, 3 dogs. When you're turning, it's going to take a little bit of a technique. Chickpea, Ollie, come on, bud, come on up. Come on, I'll get your leash out of Penny's tail there. Good. Okay, so the right turn, not too bad because the dogs just need to follow you. The left turn, Ollie, Chickpea. Okay, a bit more tricky, but either way, keep your hands on the leash so that you can help guide the dogs through the turns. That's the only way. Now, if you got a lagger, a little bit like Ollie, come on, Ollie, let's go, bud. Come on, come on. Good boy. You're gonna coax him forward. And if you got a dog like Penny that's trying to go in front all the time, you're just gonna give her a little pop back to reset her where she needs to be. Okay, so I hope that answers some questions on how I was able to do this and how you might be able to do this with multiple dogs. And since all my dogs are trained on the left side, sit. Good. Heel. All my dogs have to stay on the left side. Otherwise, if I started trying to walk a dog on the right and a dog on the left, what would happen when I walk them individually? The dog that I walk on the right when I pack walk would want to swing over to my right and it would ruin their heel. So if any of you ever wondered why all 3 dogs walk in a line on my left side, it's because they're all left side trained and we got to maintain that training. Ollie, come on up, pal. Good boy. Now, if you have any questions or comments, or you want to know a bit more, or you're struggling, go ahead and put them down in the comments below the video, and I will do my best to answer you and let you know some, I guess, more advanced tips if this didn't help, okay? Otherwise, get out there, walk your dog, enjoy the summer. Hey, it's only here for a short while in Ontario. We've got to make the best of it while it's here. See you later.